Hello, assalamu alaikum, our viewers in the Republic of Ghana, in West Africa, the rest of Africa, and the rest of the world. We have Sheikh Hussein, one of the progressive imams in the Republic of Ghana. He studied in Saudi Arabia, and when he came back, he's been doing dawah. He met this mosque in a very modest fashion, but he has transformed it with the help of a competent committee and support from the community into a resplendent mosque we are all proud of. We want to project him as the poster boy for transparency, honesty, in controlling the funds of the people, because this was a domestic effort. But because we want our reach to go beyond one caliber of people, we are dividing this interview into 3 segments. We'll speak Arabic for the first segment, English for the second, and the last will be in Hausa. Imam, good to have you once again.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Imam, you've brought Riyadh or Mecca to Ghana's Medina.
Alhamdulillah.
Because I don't see any mosque as magnificent as this within this area. May Allah bless you.
Amen.
You talked about how committees have played an important role.
Inshallah.
In our own settings, the Imam is seen as the alpha and omega in the mosque. The Imam controls the finances, the Imam controls counseling and guidance, the Imam leads prayer. Committees are there and they are only nominal. They are ceremonial. How have you divided responsibilities? How is the division of labor so that there is no interference from committees into the activities of others?
So Alhamdulillah,
so much,
we have 3 main committees, and then we have chairman, and each and every committee has a chairman that take care of the other members. So we have Dawah committee, then we have finance committee, then we have project committee. These are the 3 committees that we have in these mosques, and they are taking care of finances and then the problems of the mosques. There are 3. And I'm just an imam that if these 3 committees come together and take a decision, sometimes they come to me and then explain it to me so that I also understand how the committees work.
Yes.
So this is how it is.
Imam, what challenges have you faced? We have to be real. Sometimes after Jum'ah, where the counting of the money takes place, there is no transparency. Have you washed your hands off the finances of the mosque entirely? Are you on a monthly salary, so you're completely independent of the money that is gotten from the mosque?
Alhamdulillah, yes. Those who are taking care of the Friday contributions, they are independent. I don't have anything to do with them. So after accounting, then the accountant will take the records, then take the money from those who are gathering or taking that contribution from people. Then they will just show me the figure written, not the money. Then the accountant will take money to the mosque account. Then finally, we have a chairman of the finance committee. He will come and then vet their books at the end of the month.
So there's an internal auditor.
Yes, then
that
he will come and audit
the accounts of the mosque.
Then all the expenses that mosque is going to disburse, or then the accountant, then the accountant will just sit with his committee. Then they will take off whatever monies that they are going to use in that month. For example, when they are going to pay electricity, then pay those who are taking care of the mosque, those who are sweeping, taking, or the imam, the muazzin. They all have something token that they are taking. For example, I am as imam, the mosque committee wanted to give me 1,000 Ghana cedi at the end of the month. But then the mosque is not yet completed. And I said, no, 1,000 is at the higher side.
No, 1,000 is low,
No.
yeah, Imam. 1,000
Looking
is
at
low.
looking at the project,
less than $200.
The project,
for
no.
those watching around the world, you can make $200 in a day.
At that time, we are still working, thinking if I take 1,000 Ghana cedi, meanwhile still the project is ongoing, then a common Muslim will not understand. Say, Imam is taking 1,000 Ghana cedi, meanwhile the project is ongoing. So that will slow down the contributions of others. So I advise my committee that they should rather give me half of that or less than, because I said they should give me 400.
Wow.
400 Ghana cedi until the mosque complete. When our account is good, then they should come and we'll sit and then discuss about how much they are going to give me. This is what I discussed or transpired between me and then my committee.
So you are still on 400 a
yes,
month?
Yes, I'm still on 400 a month. Even though I'm a teacher under GS.
Okay.
So what I'm doing here is like a sacrifice. This is what.
Imam, mashallah. So you would say that the internal ecosystem within the management of the mosque is up to scratch.
Yes.
Are there any other committees for conflict resolution? Because you are dealing with human beings. If there are issues amongst committee members, what is the mechanism to resolve those issues? Before I ask you the last question.
Okay.
Or everything comes to the table, to the desk of the imam to resolve issues?
No, that issue.
Conflict resolution.
The conflict resolution is being solved by Dawah committee. Okay. Among the Dawah committee, we have those who are dealing with such issues, and I'm part of that committee. So this is how we divide the Dawah committee. Dawah committee, their work is whenever finance committee are looking for money, then they will talk to Dawah committee, and then Dawah committee will look for money and then give it to the finance, and they will finance to whatever they want. They see that is good for the mosque and then the people of the worshippers.
Then Imam, this mosque is being run like a corporate entity with all the needed, parts and coming together to give us a perfect finish. Imam, finally, this area of the capital, Medina, is a cosmopolitan area made up of a lot of Muslims and also a lot of Christians. Maybe the split is 50-50 or 60-40 or 70-30. I don't have the statistics. How do you coexist peacefully with Christians? And during Ramadan, big megaphones will blare out recitation of the Quran, supplications and all that. What is your relationship like with the Christians in this community?
Alhamdulillah. For that aspect, we try to regulate our megaphones, especially the one that is outside. We have two systems that we run. One is when you have the control of our megaphones, mega mics, one internal and one external. And the one is the external one, anytime that we realize that the prayer is getting into midnight, so we have to switch off the external one so that our neighbors can also sleep with peace. Even not necessarily they are not a Muslims. It could be a Muslim who is not feeling fine to come and attend that prayer, and that prayer is not compulsory. It's an optional prayer. Could be he's even fit, but he decided not to come. He just want to have
some rest.
So we take all these people on board so that we allow them to spend their nights without any interference coming from the mosque. So this is how we regulate our external mega sound systems.
Have the Christians around, the churches, made any effort to form a joint by faith committee or by religious committee, Muslim, Christian, clergy people in this area, so you can discuss some of this? Because when churches are doing harvests, I don't think they are minded of disturbing neighbors the way you are talking about.
Yes.
Have you reached out to them?
No, we haven't taken that decision yet. But normally we do have that dialogue between Christians and Muslims in this community. But we are yet to take that issue up front, because this kind of exercise or not disturbing other faiths from our mosques, it's only these mosques that are practicing that. Means other mosques also are disturbing others. So whenever we take the issue to dialogue with other faiths, maybe they will also have some questions to access, or we have some questions to answer. So therefore, I think we have to solve our internal problems. If all the mosques in our jurisdiction or under our jurisdictions, if we manage to off our external mega speakers, then I think we have that. We can also talk about it, or we can discuss it with other faiths. Okay. But as long as we are also, some of our faith members are disturbing others, it won't be that easy for we to just take it to other faith for discussing. Okay. But we are on it. Okay. Inshallah, coming Ramadan, if we are alive, all the mosques that under our control will do everything to practice as what these mosques are practicing. Okay. So this is what we are trying to do. Okay. So after that, maybe 2020, we'll try to take the dialogue to other faiths to see, because it is in our good for us to dialogue and then know how to control our environment in terms of noise control. Okay. I think we'll do that. Okay. Don't you use your mosque funds and then cover the drainage here, so that the non-Muslims that are having cars behind your mosque can also use it easily, so that would be as if the mosque also is extending its goodie to other community members. Wow. And I discussed it with my members, and they buy it, and we did it for the community. So they were also happy. So this is how we manage each other, so that we can coexist without any disturbances.
Alhamdulillah. This really epitomizes what the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam stood for. Congratulations.
Thank you.